Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu The Outer Worlds. Karte wollte ich nochmal gucken. Bin mir gerade nicht sicher. Ah, das ist Fallbrook.
Fallbrook's on the other side of the
Das
bridge
ist
there.
der Weg, aber wir
You
müssen
drink.
jetzt erstmal den Weg hier gehen.
We're only halfway to the mountain, so might consider stopping in.
Oh, was haben wir hier?
Here we go.
Ja, komm, wir probieren das mal aus. Okay, aber das fetzt ganz gut rein.
We survived. There's nothing that can kill us in this architect-forsaken land.
So. Das sind wieder Banditos. Jo.
Here we go.
Take you.
Lalalala.
Pass that armor. Look
Oh, was haben wir denn
northwest.
hier?
That ain't it, but marauders sometimes camp inside the buildings there. Steer clear unless you fancy getting shot. Westbound.
Get past that armor.
Nix. Rennen ist voll uncool. Ja, ist ja gut. Schießt dir in deine hässlichen Klöten. Oh, fuck, 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 schneller. Gott. Aber wie viele Königinnen von denen gibt's denn hier? Ist das realistisch? Sind Königinnen nicht meistens so Einzelgänger? Voilà. Oh shit, ist das wieder eine Königin? Nee. Oh, sowas darf halt nicht passieren. Oh wow, ich mache überhaupt keinen Schaden gegen die. Wo muss ich denn überhaupt hin? Ja, okay. Lassen wir das mal. Die sind schon ziemlich heftig.
Would like to die first. Everyone all right?
So, bald wieder ein Level up. Das ist schon ganz gut. Wird mal wieder Zeit. Ah, jetzt ruckelt's wieder. Schlüsselkarte des Jägeraußenpostes. Wer die wohl hat?
I call this Rotting River, on account of all the dead things I've thrown in it over the years. It'll take you into the Devil's Peak Caverns if you follow it under the bridge. That's one option. Others the slope up. If you're up for some fun, let's chat.
Oh Mann, aber ich bin fast da. Das ist doch ein Träumchen.
The caves back east are safest. You can head up this path if you want to shoot your way through a few nightmares on your way up.
Also das ganze Level hier ist ein Nightmare.
Here we go.
Sit down. Let me go. One all right?
Das Ding ist komplett verbrannt, aber ich krieg trotzdem noch seinen Panzer. Schon auch ein bisschen unrealistisch. Das ist geil. So. Ja, habe ja gesagt, wir machen das jetzt erstmal auf 100. Kritische Treffer mit Langwaffen ignorieren 100% Rüstung. Das ist doch geil, oder? So, 175. Das sind wir dann auch gleich da, wenn wir jetzt nicht noch zu oft aufgehalten werden von irgendwelchen Gegnern. Schon wieder die dämlichen Mantis-Soldaten.
Wraps. Let's clear this sulfur-sodden fucks out so Hayes can rest in peace.
Try me. Everyone all right?
Ja, das war's schon. Gut. Das war aber bloß der erste Teil der Quest, oder?
Hayes was the best self-sacrificing son of a saint I ever met. Halcyon is worse off without him. Now, if we're gonna lure the Manta Queen out, we'll need to find Rebecca and Anders. They took a UDL contract on Terra 2. We never heard from them again. Think it's time I call in a favor with Hiram. If anyone can track them down, it's him. I don't know much about it. It paid well, so they took it. They said they'd be back in a couple of weeks and that maybe we could all use the money to get off Monarch. That was a long time ago. I should have. I really should have. But soon after they left, Hayes and the others died. And to be honest, after him, I stopped trying. Because it hurt like hell to do so. Thanks. I'm still not convinced I won't come to regret it, but we've started down this path. Might as well see it through. Maybe it'll stop me screaming at night. Now come on, let's make tracks before Hiram dies of old age.
Okay, das ist jetzt da oben. Da ein Quick-Travel-Punkt in der Nähe. Nicht wirklich, schade. Naja, gut, aber jetzt haben wir zumindest wieder ein bisschen Fortschritt gemacht. Nicht nur hier rumirren. So, da war doch gerade noch irgendwo eine Wanti. Da oben. Ist der richtige Weg? Ja. Hier mit ihren Scheiß Flöten. Wissenschaftler. So, sie geht's hoch, ja? Ja, noch mehr. Okay, da drüben ist aber optional. Da ist vielleicht die Höhle für die... Oh nee. Oh. Ah, jetzt wird's vielleicht ungemütlich. Oh, sind jetzt alle down? Oh, auch down, okay. Boah. Komm, da war doch jetzt noch eine Larve.
Incoming.
That's how it's done, Captain.
Also die Manti, gerade weil es immer so viele sind schon gefährlich. man schon etwas aufpassen. So.
And here we are. Told you we'd make it in one piece. Station ain't too far now.
Das ist dieser
Hey,
Devil's
you,
Peak?
get over here. There are
Yeah.
marauders up ahead.
Oh no.
This station's under the protection of the corporate compliance crew. You a marauder? 'Cause me and my sunshine, that's my gun if you were wondering, we don't take kindly to marauders. A coherent enough response, I reckon. Must be true. You're
Wow.
clear, but I would caution you against pressing on ahead. This station's plumb crawling with marauders, you know? I take it you ain't met the other C3s. Me and Sunshine are doing exactly what we've been tasked with. You want more details? You ought to talk to my crew. They're guarding a small barracks to the southeast, by the edge of the mountain. There is nothing I'd enjoy more, but the C3s play it by the book. Usually. Go petition the boss man. Maybe you can convince him to alter my duties. See that path that runs underneath that giant archway? Follow it on down. There's a little station near the cliff. You'll find the rest of my crew there.
Keine Ahnung, welchen Ort sie meint. So. Wir gehen einfach mal weiter. Aber das sind jetzt die Plünderer. Oh. Wow. Hat die den jetzt so schnell platt gemacht? Okay. Also der hatte nichts. Oh. Da oben. Fuck.
That's the last of them.
Ich dachte, die hätte den schnell erwischt gehabt. Ja. So viel dazu, ihr Pfeifen. Mal speichern lieber. Wer weiß, was es hier noch für eine böse Überraschung dann gibt. Ah.
By law, we are unstoppable.
Also das neue Gewehr war echt eine super Sache. Genau das, was ich gebraucht habe, damit das Spiel wieder richtig Bock macht. So, da ist der richtige Weg. Dann gucken wir erstmal noch hier hoch.
Hiram must have sealed the door. He spooks easy. Wäre noch ein Weg gewesen.
Nun denn, schauen wir mal.
You may not realize this
Oh.
being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the station's on lockdown. You can't ever. So leave already.
Can't? You see about that.
All right. For.
Mülltor. Ja.
Here's
The
the
Siegel?
elevator, but ain't gonna budge while this place is on lockdown. Guess we keep moving forward. Look for another way up.
Aber da scheint es ja keine Karte für zu geben. Also ich muss das so oder so knacken, oder? Also natürlich nur so, solange ich hier rein will. Was ich aber ja will. Ah ja. Karte zur Klimatisierung. Keine Gegner werden angezeigt.
You out there, whoever you are, yes, yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me. Base to intercom.
Hier irgendwo oder was? Ah, da.
I can't tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? And you, Nyoka, what are you doing lugging a stranger into my station?
You could use the socialization, you son of a bitch. Also, she hired me.
To what purpose? I happen to have some significant problems I am dealing with right now. Marauders, running out of purple-berry wine 3 days ago, not being able to bloody broadcast. I see why Nyoka tolerates you. Fine, I'll do the talking. By the hand of fate and my own cunning skill, I run this station. The Marauders may have other plans, and since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I have need of you. As my newest contractor, you may call me the broker.
Or we can call you Hiram, on account of that's your damn name, and doubly on the account of the broker being a dumbass alternative.
What? Everyone calls me that, aside from you. See, Nyoka? I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long. Clear the Marauders out, and I'll pay you double the going rate. They destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again. Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already, they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment, I'll be out of a job, permanently. Aside from the bits I'll be paying you, I trade in secrets, valuable ones for my vocation. I'm sure you can come up with something you might like to ask me about in person once I'm safe.
Alles klar. So, jetzt hat er hier die Tür aber nicht aufgemacht. Aber welche Tür hat er dann aufgemacht? Hier irgendwo eine Tür übersehen?
Hey, elevators to your right. Get ready.
Ah, das wahrscheinlich, oder? Oh, das sind einige Gegner.
I would like to die first.
Überlebt noch.
That's the last of them.
So, aber war das der letzte oder gibt es noch zweites Lager oder so von denen? Exit. Warum sollte ich exitieren? Da ist noch was. Da ist noch was. Da. Ja, da hätte ich mich quasi auch durchschleichen können und die alle vergasen oder so.
That's the last of them, I think.
Gut. So, habe ich hier noch irgendeinen mit dem Gas erwischt, oder? Oder mit dem Feuerlöschen. Aber ich kann da noch nicht fertig sein, weil sonst käme ja bestimmt eine Durchsage von dem Hiram. Ah, den habe ich jetzt wohl noch erwischt. Also natürlich, ich muss einfach ganz nach oben laufen. Okay. Ja, und jetzt?
Ah, Marauder free at last. I'll get the door. You hurry on in.
So. Interessant, dass es hier jetzt wieder nicht als Diebstahl zählt. Ist ein bisschen willkürlich. Naja, reden wir mal mit dir.
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration. My compliments on your improvised utilization of the fire suppressant system. I would expect nothing less from one of Nyoka's associates.
As usual, I'll take that as a compliment.
Of course. This ought to square our debt. One hefty payment for a highly valued service rendered. But, I admit, I do wonder why Nyoka has brought you to me. Allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you here? That is the primary goal behind locking myself high in a tower. Some folks don't look kindly on me being a purveyor of delicate information. Phineas must have sent you. He's the only one insane enough to send someone to Monarch to rush me. I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts, always.
Oh, you do you? I have lost track of the number of beers you owe me for chasing raptidons off your stoop.
You said that in a way that was almost believable.
I take offense to that. Look, okay. Just, it might take me a while this time. I am awaiting but a single incoming transmission containing the information we desire. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are clogging the airwaves from Stellar Bay and Amber Heights. In their war against each other, they're scrambling each other's outgoing transmissions. Exactly what I was thinking. They hurt us all with their pettiness. Which of course has inadvertently affected the incoming port and my livelihood. No, they're jamming the limited frequencies we have at our disposal. Nothing extraplanetary can get in or out until the frequency pollution thins out. The safest bet is to convince Graham and Sanjar to stop transmitting on their end. My former partner, Sanjar, transmits from his office in MSI's headquarters in the center of town. Don't let him try to fool you. While his messages might seem like gibberish, they are in reality coded business orders to off-world companies. I understand why he needs the bandwidth, but we had a deal and he's broadcasting ceaselessly. Amber Heights is one of the only surviving settlements outside of Stellar Bay. Graham Bryant and the Iconoclasts there got their hands on a working relay station. Now they're ceaselessly transmitting philosophists' ramblings on my airwaves. You do that, I'll be here, waiting on the receiving end. Luck be with you. I have a feeling you'll be needing a pinch of it, plus a vat of patience. Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me. Tug on my heartstrings, why don't you? Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra too.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes, round 1 of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck. Is that a trick question? Because to answer it, you'd need to pay me. Of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. I'll even offer it for free. We'll call it an exchange for your help with the broadcast. Ask me what you will. Not much, admittedly. Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history. As far as what's between us, I mean. Outside of that, well, that's a raptidon of another color. I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, the experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain. I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not unconvinced either. Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information. What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not worth my time. Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one, that might be worth it for the right price. There are so many members. Do specify. If you try to cite me on this, I will deny. Do you understand? What I am about to reveal is the sort of information that gets a body disappeared. MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status. Exactly. But you didn't hear so much as a whisper of such from me.
Ob mir das später nochmal hilft?
They are a curious lot. Insufferable. And short-sighted, too. What else do you wish to know? Sanjar's not actually at fault for his past performance reviews, but he can keep hunting for loopholes to get back on the board for the next century. He'll never be reinstated. Not in his lifetime. For Nebula's sake, even with the loophole I gave him, he's only in charge of MSI because every other exec died during the massacre at Amber Heights. I gave Sanjar and Graham legal information that would allow MSI to own Terra 1 once the other corporations had abandoned the planet. The execs had their concerns, but before the matter could be resolved, pirates raided their homes in the night. Some say Graham suffers from nightmares that leave him sweat-drenched and screaming. I would assume it stems from the friends and family he lost in Amber Heights all those years ago. You mean between MSI, the Iconoclasts, and myself? I bet neither of those megalomaniacs told you I was the true mastermind behind Monarch. Back when the colony was still Terra 1 and corporations were abandoning us left and right, I'm the one who approached Sanjar and Graham with the means to our salvation. I offered them a legal way to take control of the planet. If MSI were the only corporation here, they could claim sole ownership. Precisely. The other corporations were fleeing because of the hazard clause declaring Terra 1 uninhabitable. But MSI had lagged behind, giving Sanjar and Graham an opportunity. Take over MSI, stay here while the other corps left, take over the planet. Precisely. Without me, they never would have done more than play Revolution in hushed whispers over scuzzy kale ales in the tavern. Thus, the bargain was struck. They could run MSI while I would operate Devil's Peak Station. Unfortunately, relations have soured over time. Competing ideologies. Graham believes Sanjar has become corrupted by the corporate lifestyle, that he is now similar to the original corporate executives they sought to reform. And Sanjar has learned the hard way that Graham is quite morally gray.
Deswegen heißt er
Luckily for you,
Graham.
I am a veritable font of information.
Na gut.
How low you seemingly regard my trade.
Ja, reicht erstmal.
Nyoka, pick me up some Stimulotion and a bottle of purple berry wine when you're next in Stellar Bay.
So. Was haben wir hier jetzt noch? Gut. Er hat doch hier sein Schnappes. Okay, Also. Ja, beziehungsweise Karte. Da müsste ich jetzt nach hier. Boah. Schon gedacht, dass da was ist. Gut. Also wir können jetzt hier nach Stellar Bay. Welche Quest habe ich jetzt? Tragischer Trooper. Hä? Und das ist hier? Wir machen jetzt erstmal die Quest noch fertig. Und danach generell die Nebenquests, die wir gerade noch so haben. Also ich muss doch rein. Und danach gucken wir mal. Okay, da drüben oben irgendwo. Ach, hä, Moment.
I wonder sometimes what they're doing on other colonies.
Komme ich da jetzt hoch? Ah, hä, Moment. Ist es auf diesem Planeten? Ach, im Emerald Vale, okay. Cascadia, das ist nicht hier. Walbrook. Okay. Jetzt natürlich ein bisschen verkackt. Gut, dann gehen wir mal nach Walbrook. Ja, ich habe jetzt vercheckt, dass da ja... Also Emerald Vale war ja das Startgebiet auf Terra 2, oder? Mit Edgewater und so. Oh Gott, wenn die jetzt auch noch ganz viele Quests hier haben, dann...
Trouble checking in? Or you might need directions to the amenities? If you're locked out of your cabin, a replacement key costs 50 bits. No reservation, no problem. Day trippers are always welcome in our saloon. Straight back and to the right. If you hit the falls, you've gone too far. Check in with Ms. Malin. She'll set you straight. I am here to anticipate and facilitate your needs, patron. Guess it's true. Fallbrook really is the best-kept secret in all of Monarch, excepting the Borst Factory's secret ingredient. We're a leisurely stopover for the more adventurous spacefaring traveler. Understand? Swell. We like quick on the draw types like you. Saloon is straight back and to the right. Once you're feeling sated, you're welcome to a private cabin. Only $250 a night. Ms. Malin can let you one if you're interested. She's the one who runs this racket. You're looking for Ms. Malin. On an errand for the boss lady? Oh, that sounds ominous. Yeah. Ms. Malin won't like that a whit. She's not but just down the way. A 10 to 1 says she's either pouring drinks or skinning a sprat in the saloon. Word to the wise. Ms. Malin don't take kindly to interlopers. When I said sprat, I didn't mean the sort with whiskers and a tail.
So.
Time for a round
Okay, aber
of
noch keine neue Quest.
or a round of whiskey. Or both.
Nelson Mason.
Take a gander at that mug. I ain't ever seen someone so adept looking my whole life.
Watch yourself, Captain. This guy's got eyes like a sprat set on stealing your dinner.
Oh, now, come on. All I mean is, well, rather that, you don't seem like the usual pigeons we pluck. No offense, of course, if you are a Byzantium goldblood. Say, I'd like to do you a favor. Might I interest you in a surefire scheme? Wink, wink. I certainly hope you're not insinuating the problem is me. I mean, that would be preposterous. I never do anything under the table. That, Miss Malin ain't aware of. If there's any issue, really, you should talk to her. She's straight back in Malin's House of Hospitality. Oh, right. Well, I mean, if you're interested. Pure and simple, it's like this. I run our drug delivery service. Recently, I had the genius idea to cut costs in half by swapping our autoloaders with faster, cheaper sprats. Too right you are. Only problem is my sprat carriers ain't arrived from their latest run. As I was saying, you look more capable than most of the hoople heads around these parts. What say you locate him and retrieve the goods for me? In return, I'll cut you 5%.
5%. Boah, 100% brauche ich dafür.
Was that sarcasm? I'm going to assume it was not. If it's sarcasm, you've got to show it somehow, like with a wink. My sprat carriers scurry back and forth through the shipping tunnels. Any trail ought to start there. When you've got the goods, I'll be here.
Naja, haben wir schon mal die erste neue Quest. Gar nicht so viel geiler Scheiß hier.
This is Reginald's stuff, all right, but it looks like he's not home. Sounds like Cheney's gone gold panning out on the river. I guess even scholars need to find ways to make ends meet in exile.
Finde Reginald Cheney. Aber ist das jetzt noch hier drin? Ja. Nee. Könnte sein, dass das der Ausgang ist, oder?
You seen Arthur today?
Nah, last time I saw him. I can't remember. Days.
You don't think the bridge collapsed?
It was his team running that drop.
So viel Loot.
Sure puts things into perspective.
Dry goods and sundry.
I test every product myself to assure maximum customer satisfaction. If you doubt it, I can show you my lower back rash. No rubbernecking. Make a buy or move on.
Okay, will nichts kaufen.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Can you not see I'm walking here?
Läuft.
Physically, you mean? In my mind, I have traveled galaxies. Well, it is of no consequence, I assure you. I shall embark shortly with my legs. I'm not entirely decided. If I'm being honest, I think I'd fancy a visit to Tartarus, so long as it's under the shield of my fantastical imagination.
Oh. War ich da jetzt schon?
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group, Halcyon's premier provider of life and disaster-related insurance. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or dullness of mind. So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're running a special on dismemberment policies. Buy one, get one half off. We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an official enclave of Byzantium.
It's certainly not about what I say.
That's all down to our legal team and our CFO.
Plenty. As my boss likes to say, there's a policy for every situation and an exclusion for every policy.
We've insured unusually expressive eyebrows, outrageous statements, disastrous marriages. Usually character actors, or corporate execs with menacing stares.
That policy is almost exclusively for our corporate clientele.
In the unlikely event they make a claim about a product that turns out to be less than accurate, they need some kind of protection against the damage to their sales and reputation.
Those are mostly for top-rungers in Byzantium who have a lot of social and financial capital wrapped up in their marriage contracts.
There's one for your beloved eloping with your sibling, your beloved eloping with their sibling, scandalous rumors forcing you apart, the revelation of a secret love child. We try to cover every possible hazard to domestic bliss.
Okay.
One thing's for sure, you won't find better policy protection against sudden lunar implosions anywhere in Halcyon.
Ja. Ich liebe diese komplett abgedrehten Sachen, die eigentlich so überhaupt keinen Sinn machen, aber in Spielen dann natürlich trotzdem. Also ich meine, die Firma muss ja irgendwie Kunden haben, sonst würde sie nicht mehr existieren. Und es sind total bescheuerte Dinge, aber in dem Kontext vom Spiel macht es natürlich dann irgendwie Sinn, dass es halt auch Bekloppte gibt. Besicherungsbüroschlüssel. Hallo? Wahrscheinlich könnte man die auch wirklich einfach alle abmurksen, oder?
You don't look like a smuggler nor a dandy. Catherine sends you back here? On second thought, it's best if I don't know. What's your order? No, I don't have any... Ugh. If it's only a drink you're after, the full bar's upstairs. This here's the ante up, where you place your bets. Tossball, autoloader races, card games, you name it. I ain't picky. And neither is Catherine. We'll both break your legs if you lose and shirk on paying.
Ist ja nett. Da habe ich ja gleich viel mehr Bock hier zu wetten. Ah, da ist ja Catherine.
Uh-huh. You blind, little bird? Or can you not see I'm busy? Why is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout awful friendly? Welcome to Fallbrook. Only nugget of paradise in this entire law-forsaken land. Like a void damn advert.
Catherine, you're as welcoming as ever.
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned nugget of paradise. You know, I ain't heard that one before. Suppose I'll have to work harder to show you just what makes our town shine. But first, I'll need to know what brings you, stranger. Well, I'm half listening. Good of you to finally haul your ass over here. I wired for backup weeks ago. Got something that's gonna require special extraction from Cascadia. So you got a brain on them shoulders. Excellent. Makes my life a world easier. To extract the gas, you'll need to siphon it from the lab in Cascadia into one of your ship's fuel tanks. Totally safe. I do like your gumption, but let's not be hasty. To get to the gas, you'll need to navigate through the town, which is overrun by marauders. The lab itself has become an infested nest, crawling with mantis. You gotta fight through, or figure out some other way to exterminate them. Maybe the ventilation system?
And will again. We ought to be taking any opportunity we get to bury those critters in lead.
Direct and aggressive. I always did like your sensibilities. You know when to strike, and when to wait. Shame what came of your crew.
Crews are for ships. They were a family.
Close enough. Now, after you clear the manti nest and reach the storage room, all that's left is to get the gas flowing into the fuel system. The task will require someone with technical skills. Or you could force it through with a plasma overload. Don't recommend that option, though, unless you want to get dead. Dandy. Did I mention the gas is of an extremely volatile nature? Handle it with the utmost of care. Once you've got our goods, take them to the groundbreaker. Lilia's fencers ought to handle the rest of it. I've marked the coordinates for you to the lab in Cascadia. Use the passcode Antediluvian on the terminal to get in. But before you make your run, I could use a heavy helping hand regarding a local issue. For a fine fee, of course. Good. This particular matter of opportunity has been eating at me for a while now. There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg, insufferable prick. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. I want it. Clear as that. Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King of Monarch, is swimming in profit and drowning in his ego. He's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for my dinner. I want that Borst factory, owner dead or alive. And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid fucker who's gonna get it for me. Guess you've got it figured out then. Good. Hit him where it hurts. In his gut, or his production lines ought to make do. If you got brass knockers, you can shoot your way through the front gate. If you don't fancy getting shot to shit, you can try asking Duncan for a disguise. Might be another way in, assuming you're courageous enough to trek the sewers. Void if I know. Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records, or throw a wrench in the canning machinery. It'll be more than good when you're finished. Maybe not for Clive, but for me and you, I'm sure. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Duncan in the dry goods and sundry building. He ought to have an employee ID in that stash of illicit goods he keeps for select clientele. May luck be with you, since I won't be.
Und Moment, kann ich das mitgehen lassen? Gut. Dann würde ich sagen, machen wir hier Schluss. Ich danke euch fürs Zuschauen. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, lasst mir ein Like und ein Abo da. Schreibt was Nettes in die Kommentare. Und dann sehen wir uns in der nächsten Folge wieder bei The Outer Worlds. Tschüss.